Hi, it's a late evening right now. Everyone has left the church, and as is often the case, I'm the last one here. It's the quietest during the day, and I often can feel like I can get the most study done, and at least I can have a meaningful conversation in prayer or in study without feeling interrupted. In a couple of days, we will gather as a congregation to make a decision. We have a special congregational meeting following worship this Sunday that we will make a decision about whether we should partner with Imagine Housing to build a number 52, I believe is the number of units of affordable housing for families on our property behind the church. And as they would say in the United Kingdom, it's full of controversy. For some, it seems pretty clear one way or the other. Excuse me. And for many, it's kind of an ongoing struggle, wondering, what does the Lord want of us? That's always the question, isn't it? What does the Lord require of us? What does the Lord want? Excuse me, I'm sorry. Anyways, for the last couple of weeks, our epistle lesson has been from Philippians. There's much in Philippians that I would commend to us devotionally to read and pray over. I find it a very encouraging letter. Paul was in prison writing to a church that he didn't know if he'd see again. But it was clear he loved this parish, this church. And he wrote these interesting words to them. It's in the second chapter, the 12th verse. Therefore, my brothers and sisters, as you have always obeyed, not only in my presence, but now much more in my absence, continue to work out your salvation with fear and trembling. For it is God who works in you to will and to act according to his good purpose. Isn't that a curious line? Continue to work out your salvation. Do the business of your salvation with fear and trembling. Now, intuitively, we would suggest that fear and trembling are the signs of something wrong. It's kind of like anxiety, that the anxiety of difficult decisions, the fact that some people are of a divided opinion, that's wrong and that's not supposed to be the church. Actually, that's not the case at all. What makes the church is people of differing opinions called and excited about still being the church with one another and for one another. If the church was just something that we gathered here because we all agreed on what it was going to look like, well, I guarantee you this church wouldn't have done many of the things that we've done over the last 27 plus years that I've been here. But more than that, here's the piece. While it's counterintuitive, the business of working out our salvation, that doesn't mean earning it. It's already been given to us. But of working it out, that is, what does it mean to live out the life of a saved person in this community, in this world, in this time, now? It's done with fear and trembling. That implies that in our desire to serve God, there's anxiety about that. And sometimes there's differences of opinion and there are struggles. And sometimes we get afraid, what will this mean? And it leaves us literally trembling. And again, our nature, or at least our culture, is quick to say, that must be a sign that you're doing things wrong. No, that's not the case. To this church that Paul obviously loved, he speaks very personally to many of the people in this church, in this faith community. Lovingly, he exhorts certain people, put your differences aside. Come on now. I mean, it's a very encouraging, wonderful letter, but also kind of cuts to the heart of life. So this is what we're doing right now. And this is how we're going to gather on Sunday. We are continuing to work out our salvation with fear and trembling. What a wonderful gift has been given to us. A chance to struggle over a major ministry question that's not getting people tied up in knots over what color is the carpet. But it's about how is this parish, this church, going to grow its footprint? Is it going to be about continuing our work among the homeless, providing affordable housing, which doesn't exist in Bellevue, affordable housing for families? Well, this is all part of working our faith out, our salvation out, with fear and trembling. So according to Paul's letter to the Philippians, we are right where we are supposed to be. That makes it easier to sleep at night. God bless you. If you have any questions or comments that you want to direct to me, please send me an email. All the information is available for you. Keep me, your pastor, keep St. Luke's in your prayers. And may we give thanks for what God is accomplishing in us. Amen. Sleep well. I'm going to go home soon to sleep. Bye.